In this video, I'm going to be telling you guys the 5 most important things to work on if you're trying to be a Fortnite pro in 2025. But just before we get into that, if you guys are new around here, drop a like on this video and subscribe to my channel as I make loads of content about competitive Fortnite and you don't want to miss it. So the first thing to do is to focus on solos. And what do I mean by this? Well, let's say you have only 300 PR, right? You're not going to be able to find the best teammates because you're not a good player yourself. Then you're going to spend loads of time practicing with this trio, playing some random scrims, and not really improving that much because you're not playing with good players. So instead of doing that, take all of that time that you would have played trio scrims and practice with that trio, take all of that time and invest it into your solo practice. Now do this until you have a solid foundation where you understand the game, you're good at the game, and you have a good amount of PR where you can actually find good teammates. Solos will teach you all of the fundamentals that you need to know to become a good player. So if you just focus on solos for one season, just only play solos, of course play the trio tournaments when they're on, but don't spend any time practicing trios. Just focus on solos for that whole season. You will see a massive amount of improvement. And then from that, you will also be able to find good teammates so that you can do well in the trio tournaments. Now the next thing is to figure out your weaknesses. Everybody has something that they're bad at, whether that's their rotates, their fighting abilities, maybe it's just your mindset while you're playing, you have a bad mental. Whatever it is, figure out your weaknesses and work on those weaknesses. Put so much time into fixing them. Let's say you're good at everything except fighting. There's no point playing scrims and working on your rotates, your game sense, your IGLing. There's no point practicing that because you're already decent at it. The thing that you need to be doing is working on your fighting ability if that is your weakness. If your weakness is something else, then work on that. So figure out one of your weaknesses and just invest so much time into fixing it and making it one of your strongest attributes. And if you continually do that over time, you'll become one of the best players in the world. You'll find a weakness and then you'll fix it and you'll work on it and then you'll be really good at that thing. And then you'll have another weakness in a different aspect. So you'll work on that and make that a good thing as well. And over time, you'll just be building on all of these different skills and you'll become a very good player. Now, the third thing is to create a practice routine. A lot of people, they just jump on the game. They don't know what they're going to do for that day. They just get on, maybe play creative with their friends, maybe play ranked or something like that. And they don't have a routine that they follow. Now, the reason you should create a routine is so that you know exactly what you're going to do. You don't waste any time. And any time that you spend on the game is good, solid practice. Now, creating a practice routine links back to figuring out your weaknesses. Once you've figured out what your weakness is, you can include that into the practice routine and you can have most of the practice routine just working on fixing that weakness. So let's say you're not good at fighting. That's your weakness. You're going to put that into your practice routine. You're going to spend a lot of time doing fighting practice, whether that's W keying in ranked, maybe playing tokens in creative, anything like that to improve on those weaknesses. If you guys want to know how to create a good practice routine, I'll have a video pop up at the end of this video. There'll be like a pop up on the screen. You can click it and it will take you to that video. Now, the next thing to talk about is finding a good friend group. I can't tell you guys how important it is to have a friend group to grind with. Being in a good friend group with other people that are playing and grinding and trying to have the same goal as you is going to really push you and help you to level up as a player. Now, the reason for this is you'll have people to play with, whether that's in creative or scrims. You can practice with them, you can grind. You'll also be pushing each other and helping each other to improve and motivating and sort of competing against each other in a friendly way. And that is a great way to help yourself improve and make you want to put in more time as well. Now, one thing to note when finding a friend group, try and play with people that are on your skill level or better than you. There's no point being in a group with a load of people that are just worse than you because you're not going to get any improvement from that. What can they teach you? Nothing. What can they help you with? Not much really. You know, if you 1v1 them, you play against them, you're just going to beat them every time. So it's not really worth your time being in a group with loads of people that are worse than you. If you guys are looking for a friend group, leave a comment down below and I'm sure some other people will message you and you can create a group like that. Now, the final thing is to upgrade your setup. This is the quickest way to improve because you don't have to spend any time grinding. There's nothing that you're actually improving on in the game. You're just upgrading your setup. Whether that's going from a console to a PC, whether that's just getting a new keyboard or a new mouse, maybe upgrading your monitor from 60 Hz to 144 Hz, anything like that is going to really help you improve and it's going to be like an instant improvement. So if you guys have the money to do that, I definitely recommend upgrading your setup. It's a great way to help you improve, and it's one of the fastest ways that you can see really quick growth in your gameplay. Thank you guys for sticking around until the end of the video. If you're interested in private one-on-one coaching sessions with me, then you can check out the first link down below.